Some people say when you look into someone's eyes, you can see their secrets. Other people say when you look into someone's eyes, you can see their life's journey. So like when they were born up until the time that you looked into their eyes. See, I honestly don't know what to believe, but I know that I can tell you. So I can tell you my journey from when I was born up until this time, and the people who have affected me in this time and made me the person I am today. But to do this, we need to start back at the beginning. The 28th of August 1990, it's a very special day, my birthday. This is taken on that day. It's actually the first ever photo taken of Llewellyn Devita. I had a very good childhood. Anything that my brothers and myself wanted, my parents gave us. Everything was good up until this point, up until school. See, now I've been diagnosed with this thing called dyslexia. Now dyslexia in layman terms is I struggle with spelling, I struggle with reading, I struggle with grammar as a whole. So at school with dyslexia, we used to have spelling tests and stuff like that, so I couldn't spell words that well, so people just used to call me stupid as little kids do. It didn't really help that my parents gave me a name like Llewellyn, which has got 4 L's in it, and I couldn't spell until I was 14 years old. So the start of school really, obviously, wasn't that good for me. We all have like highs and lows in school, so like when you get merits or when you get detention, memories that we can recall. I blocked all that out. I can remember one memory which I replayed over and over again in my head, and I'll tell you it. It was a Tuesday, the lunchtime bell just rang, and we all did what we did every single day. We ran to the changing rooms, we put jogging bottoms on, a t-shirt, and we went out onto the field to play football. Every day we had 2 captains who chose the different teams. This day was John, Joe, and Gavin, and they started to pick people off one by one. Joe, Sean, Milo, Dane. They even picked Valander. Now, Valander's one of my best friends, but he's shit at football. I never got picked. I would be the person who was left, who would have to go on the side with the least players. Now, this day, nothing was happening for me. Every time I got the ball, it went between my legs. Every time I tried to pass it to a teammate, I passed it to the other team. Every time I shot, I fell over. Everybody on the field was either laughing at me, booing me, or telling me to go home. All I really wanted to do was put my head in my arms and cry. Then I had an epiphany. My epiphany was I had to make every single person on that pitch believe I was amazing at football. I had tears in my eyes, I ran for the ball, and then something magical happened. It was as if the ball was glued to my feet. I could do moves with this ball that I have never done before. I could go in and out of different people. I was like Cristiano Ronaldo on crack. Everybody on my team was shouting, "Louis, Louis, shoot, shoot, shoot." I ran into the opponent's half. The goalkeeper's eyes met mine, mine met his. I shot, it went straight past the goalkeeper, straight past the goalpost, and straight past the corner flag. I missed an open goal, and then gave the other team a throw-in. So all the cheering started to go to booing again, telling me to go home. And it was actually that day that I realised if I wanted to do anything in my life, these weren't the people to be around. So I needed to leave this school. But fortunately for me, about 2 weeks later, my mother and father decided to move up to the north of Scotland, in a small town called Wick, which has a population of about 7,000 people. Wick are quite still behind the times of fashion and technology. For example, we were on mini-disc players when we moved up there, and they were still on Sony Walkmans. That's how far behind Wick is. But I will never ever say anything bad about Wick, because in the nearly 3 years that I lived there, I really decided what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. Because in school, maths, hell no. Spelling, Definitely not. English I didn't believe I had to do because I was from England anyway. But acting. Now acting, when I was growing up, I used to do jokes to my mother and father, I used to do jokes to bullies and stuff like that to stop bullying me, so I was like, I'm quite good at acting, I can try and become an actor. Now the nearest city to Wick was Inverness, and they did an acting course. Now for a 17-year-old boy to move down to Inverness, I had no money, I had nowhere to live. The only thing that I had was my father's mother, Alice Devita, my grandma. She took me in for 3 years. No rent. Food was on the table at 5 o'clock every single day. She'd be the first person to go out to the shops and bring the newspaper home just to look for acting jobs for me. Every time her friends came round, she would always hype up how her grandson Louis was going to be this famous actor. Now there's people in life that every single person wants to make proud, your mother and father. Now what this woman did for me, I wanted to make her proud so much. So to further my career in acting, I decided to move down to university, which my grandma was very, very proud of. I was at university for about 2 years, and then the day came. It was like any other day. I went to bed about 1 o'clock, and then my phone started to ring at about 4 o'clock in the morning. The caller ID said mother. Now my mother never rings me at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's usually me ringing my mum on a Wednesday night when I'm a bit too drunk, saying that I love her and stuff like that. So you know that this phone call is going to be one of them phone calls which you don't want to hear. So I answered it. Hello mum, what's wrong? Thinking that she was going to come back with something kind of mother not speak to her son, but no. Louis, I'm really sorry. Your grandma's died. Hi everyone, I'd like to thank you all for coming tonight. I'm sure my grandma would be pretty proud to see all the faces that she always knew. My mum, mother and father told me to say something tonight, but I honestly thought the best thing to respect my grandma was just to take about 30 seconds, think how she made everyone else feel here, and listen to her favourite song.
By yon bonny banks and by yon bonny breeze, where the sun shines bright on Loch Lomond, where me and my true love will never meet again, on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Oh, you take the high road, and I'll take home. I'll be in Scotland before ye, for me and my...
When does a child grow up? Now I honestly believe that a child or a teenager has to grow up when the people that they respect in their life and rely on are no longer there. So the day my grandmother died is the day that Llewellyn Graham Devita had to grow up. Now my grandma, in her will, left different things to different people in my family. She left me one thing. When we were younger, I used to sit on my grandma's lap and she used to write poems. And she put all the poems into a little book. And I'm the only person to have this little book. And to respect my grandmother, I'm going to read a poem. The Highland Deer. O mountains with your peaks of snow, and heather with its purple glow. You make me feel so much at home, so on your mountain slopes I'll roam. Water falling down the sides, plenty to drink, much obliged. I do not starve, lots to eat, very happy I must repeat. From day to day, I have no fear, as I am a happy Highland deer.